Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are getting very close to being done with our conquest of the Horn of Africa. This is going very well, of course, and we are currently ahead in our siege curve over here. We're just going to finish attacking these guys. Again, I'm not in any real rush here. Reason being that we have truces that we're going to have to wait out anyway, so no worries on that front. Let's just finish up this siege, and then we'll head up here probably and fight these guys a little bit. There we go. Siege is done, and we're going to head up. I don't know that we're going to get there in time. Ooh, that's going to be really close. They're actually leaving. They are actually leaving. Okay, so they're not going to get that siege. I mean, it's fine. Either way was going to be okay. But they actually abandoned the siege and got caught at the same time. So that was just doubly bad for them. Okay, so we gained a level of devotion. We're going to come down to their capital next. We're at 90% here, and we'll have ticking war score on our side, so this will wrap up pretty quickly. And the question then becomes, who do we not have a truce with over here? I believe a doll is in that category. Is that within our territory? No, that is within the Abbasid territory. Or, not the Abbasid territory, the Nahaalid territory. That isn't great. We'd prefer that the Nahaalid do not get more territory over here. That is, of course, why we are currently focusing on this very hard. I mean, if they get a little bit over here, it's probably okay. Who are these employed by? K-Bar. Who is K-Bar? I'm not entirely sure. I do see that these guys are currently sieging up here, and that's probably good for us. I'm wondering what their actual war score is. Minus 40. Okay. I would prefer not to fight Adal at this point then, because we want them to win this, if at all possible. Like, the ideal situation is that we go to this guy and we're just like, look, at some point we're going to conquer you, right? But we'll defend you and keep you from becoming Nahaalid if you join us. I don't know that he would accept that, but that would be our terms. He would have to get vassalized. I mean, eventually we're going to take him over, right? So no worries there. There's this war done. I'm actually going to finish up the siege, though, for the cash bonus that we'll get. There we go. And we will enforce our demands, disband our troops. Fantastic. And we do need to hand these out. We'll grant this mosque out to a low noble, and we'll grant this county to someone who is the correct culture and religion. Perfect. Okay, so now, of course, we know that we are truce to this guy. How about Damon? We're truced to him as well. How about Gamo? Truced. Ajuran? Truced. Okay. I think Ajuran is probably going to be our next truce break. Actually, let's take a look at who we're all truced with. There's a lot. Okay. 3 years. 6 years. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Okay. We'll keep an eye on Adal, and once they're out of this war, we'll probably declare on them, although just thinking here. We might be able to tip the scales here. What if we were to declare our own war for this? Holy War for Duchy over here. We do it. Hello, pause menu. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think he'd actually want to come in there. Fair enough. Let's wait for our men-at-arms to show up. And once they do, then we'll go in here and siege this for ourselves. Now, I do expect that he's going to lose this fight, but that's okay. We need to get in here. Hopefully he's not going to get captured. That would be very problematic for us if he was. Okay, so we're going to siege this. We are going to leave some levy troops here. Something like that. And our onagers. There we go. And we're going to head up over this direction and begin sieging this barony. Because I absolutely don't want these guys to win this battle. I want this territory, and I don't want Nahalid to get it. And I'm willing to fight them for it, if necessary. We'll see if it's necessary, of course. Okay, 5 months on that siege, 4 months on this siege. Perfect. That seems absolutely fine. Their capital's over here, so we'll head there with this force next. At least, as soon as we're actually done with this siege. And yeah, these guys are heading north right now. They're chasing after this force, and I'm completely okay with this. I want to check in on how this guy is actually doing in this war. Minus 66% right now. Mostly because of occupied counties and ticking war score. That will change once we take this, though. We'll get that war score instead of these guys. I love the competing war system in CK3, by the way. I wish that the conflict wars worked like this in every Paradox game. This is the one huge, amazing change that I love in this game. I mean, there's a lot of good things about CK3, right? There's a couple of nagging little bugbears, but overall, I like it a lot. But this conflicting war system is the absolute best. And this is something I want them to import to everything. No more coattail wars. We can just fight you two without being at war. It's just absolutely wonderful. We can do a ransom, and that's actually something that is worthwhile doing. Wonderful. We'll begin a siege over here. It's going to take a while. That's okay. No real worries on that front. So yeah, you can see here he's now down to 28%, and technically he's getting ticking war score because he controls the war target. Even though we control the war target. Now that's an interesting thing. That's a very interesting thing. That he's getting ticking war score for us controlling the war target. Fascinating. Of course, that war will cease to exist once we actually get this. And that's fine. We are completely okay with this. Ajuran, what are you doing? That is a conquest? Actually, this is fine. Our vassal is currently attacking Ajuran. That's glorious. We're very happy about that. Just positively ecstatic, in fact. Now, I don't really think that we need this many levy troops over here. I'm going to get our levy troops on out of here. There we go. We'll select these guys, bring them onto our territory, and we'll just take them home. A snake at court? That's no good. But yeah, we mostly just want to make sure that we're not losing quite as much money as we were there. I'm not okay with that level of money loss, so we'll hold off on that. These guys are going to come back in over here and start sieging this. 12 months on that. Okay. And they're just chilling here for now. They instantly got a breach. That's rude. That's very rude. Well, it's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to force a peace before this is relevant. Oh, they just got a big chunk there. 7 months? Okay. Where is their leader at, their war leader? Okay, he's in the capital. We may well capture him here. Let's see if we do. And if not, we'll have to fight these guys. No worries either way, though. 97%. Actually, I don't think we need to fight them. We should have enough time to get ticking war score here. So that's perfect. Was any of that prisoners? Nope, none of that was prisoners. Wonderful. We can't actually ransom anybody, though, so that makes me a little sad. I'm going to go ahead and send these guys home so that we can start making some cash again. And we just need one more tick here. There we go. We'll enforce those demands. So be it. His war is now completely gone. And of course, yeah, he's completely out of war. Perfect. We helped him. Kind of. It's kind of a weird way to help somebody, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, so there's a little bit more conquest happening there. And the question now is this an independent realm? It is! So we can actually take over this. I like it. I wasn't expecting an independent realm to pop up over here, but sure. We will happily take that. Just waiting on men-at-arms, and we need the men-at-arms because we need the siege weapons. Now, one thing we could do is we could raise up multiple men-at-arms, I suppose. Or multiple armies. That is an option, but it's not, I think, a great one. So we'll go ahead and call this good. I'm going to come over here and cut this guy off, and then we're going to come up here and fight these guys. Even if he walks in, we don't care. This is fine. No worries whatsoever. He's coming in over here. Okay. This county is an independent realm as well now. Fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating. Now, we can't actually declare on him because our armies are raised, but because it's an independent realm, we don't have a truce. I very much like to see that. Okay, let's go ahead and get our levy troops out of here. They cost altogether too much to have them raised for this when we don't need them. There we go. We'll grab a stewardship perk. We will take Chains of Loyalty. Wonderful. Okay, we have a dangerous faction, allegedly. Yeah, that is actually a dangerous faction that we're going to have to take action against. And this should be pretty easy. Let's see here. This guy will do. Excellent. There we go. There's that solved. Fantastic. And we'll go ahead and put down our levy troops. Again, we no longer need them. And as far as actually attacking this goes, we're going to attack it quite quickly. We are, of course, still truced to Ajuran. That truce will go away. It doesn't actually say here. We would have to check our own diplomacy screen. But that's okay. We will go ahead and wrap up this siege. 17 months. Oh, our onagers didn't make it here. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I really wish there was a way to only raise up men-at-arms. That would be very, very nice if there was. Sadly, there is not, and so we have to do it this way, which is very expensive. Literally the only thing I'm doing here is getting the onagers. That's literally it. No, we do not require additional children. Pass on that one. Okay, onagers. Anytime now. Anytime now. Okay. It's taking the onagers a very long time to get here. Wait, they're still marked as unraised? Why were the onagers... Okay, so they stay marked as unraised, it looks like. Until they show up here. But yeah, the onagers are definitely taking a very long time to get here. There's no doubt about that one. And this lack of transparency here as to like where the onagers are, how long it'll be until they get here, this is why I'm not a fan of this system. Can we, while still gathering, remove some of these so that we're not paying for this? Because I don't want to be paying this 50 gold per month if I can at all help it. It looks like we can do that. So that's something, I guess. It's not ideal for sure. And yeah, I really, really, really prefer the retinue system from CK2. Almost everything else in CK3 I prefer to CK2. But the retinue system, it's just too good. These guys are going to walk in and attack our raising group here. Because we barely have anything here. That's what's going to happen. Okay, they've decided not to because we got a couple more levy troops here. But they could have if they had been a little faster. And yeah, these guys are going to get wiped. That's fine. They're not going to succeed. So, where are our onagers? That's what I want to know here. Literally the only thing we're trying to do here is get our onagers. Why are they so far apart from the rest of our men-at-arms? Where are they in the traveling process? And why did Paradox not just go with the retinue system? There's the onagers, finally. So, at this point, we're going to get rid of all of these levies. That took a ludicrous amount of time for the onagers to get there, and because of the lack of transparency in the system, I don't know why. I really hope in the next patch they adjust this. Because it really just worked so much better, having this be a standing army that you could just... You couldn't teleport it around in CK2, right? You had to move it preemptively. It worked so much better having the retinue system in CK2 than the men-at-arms in CK3. Maybe there's a technical reason that they can't do that. But if so, kinda not my problem. It would be better, much, much better, if this worked like retinues. Okay, so we obviously need to hand this out. We will grant this to not our son and player heir. We'll grant it to this guy. Fantastic. Now, of course, Dewaro we want to attack. And we will just do a county conquer. And our onagers were literally right here. We're gonna raise them in literally the same location. Not moved at all. And it's gonna take forever for the men-at-arms to get there because this system is weird and gamey. And I did not manage to hit my mute button there. Excellent. I apologize for that, but even so, the system is weird and gamey. Like, they were literally right here, but we had to put them down to declare the war. And they have to move all the way from the capital again. They teleported back to the capital, and then teleported back here, or well, marched back here in a accelerated manner. I really think that the system is not as intuitive or as effective as the way it works in basically every other Paradox game where you have a professional army. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's go ahead and crush this little army here. And we did get our onagers, right? Yes, our onagers did show up this time. We didn't need them because we captured the war leader, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and get this granted off to, I guess our brother-in-law is fine. There we go. Disband those troops. And now the question is there anyone over here? A crusade for Syria. Well, that shakes things up. Interesting. We may or may not participate. We're going to pledge. But we may or may not participate in that. We'll take a look. For right now, I'm mostly still looking... we can declare on Damat. And Gamo. And Ajuran. Which means that Adal is the only one that we can't. And this guy. Okay. So, we're certainly going to be a little late to the crusade, I think. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a multi-war. We are going to declare on this guy, and we want to do a duchy conquer. We are going to need additional prestige, so let's go ahead and ransom off some of these prisoners and do some payment demands. That's only 2 gold. Not ideal under any circumstances there. Okay, and we're going to create... We can actually create the Kingdom of Abyssinia in the Empire of Guinea. It's 1,000 gold for the Empire, 500 for the Kingdom. Okay, I'm going to tick forward for a sec here. We're going to have to move relatively quickly. Let's see, 500 gold for 400 prestige, or 250 gold for 300 prestige. Duchies are far more gold to prestige efficient. Good to know. So we're going to make the Duchy of Manding, and that is over here. It belongs de jure to this guy. We will not arrange marriage, but rather grant him a title. There we go. Excellent. That gets us some prestige. Now, with that prestige, what we want to do is we want to declare on this guy, and we want to do a duchy conquer. Unless we want to do a holy war for duchy. And actually, we do want to do a holy war for duchy here. We're pledged in a great holy war. When it starts, this war will end inconclusively. Okay, we'll spend the prestige then. That's okay. So we'll do that. I'm also going to declare a county claim here. Yes. Wait, did that say the case? Did that say that to this? Hang on, I want to check. So if we declare on this with a duchy, yeah, we don't have the prestige. I know, I'm not going to do this. Yeah, it will end inconclusively. Okay, good to know, good to know. I think we can make this happen fast enough. I'm going to do a holy war for the county. And then, as far as Ajuran goes, populist uprising? Okay, that's not relevant. Okay. We'll do that. We've got 14 months until the crusade launches. Okay. Let's get this done. So we're going to raise up our troops here. And we'll just split up our troops as needed. Should be fine. At this point, we are awaiting our men-at-arms to finally show up. It will, of course, take them forever. No. Peasants, you can go away. We'll fight you too. Okay. Yes, we're not surprised by any of that. We're just waiting for our men-at-arms here. There they are. That's all we need here. These guys are going to march in over here, and of course, we're going to deal with these peasants. So we will raise up a few troops over here. How many are we going to need? About 4,000, looks like. Should not be a big deal. Okay, this is happening. That's nice. Our vassal is helping us out. Oh, that was convenient. We actually took our foe hostage over here. So we can go ahead and enforce that. Great. These guys are going to come on down over this way. Wonderful. We are, of course, going to need to hand this out to someone who's the correct culture and religion. There we go. And then we're going to come up over here, take a look at our troop count. Troop count looks good enough, I think. Let's put in a reasonable level of commander and head on up over this way. Wonderful. And let's take a look down here. I'm potentially interested in... Okay, this is a Liberty faction. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but like I said, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, do we capture the guy from this one too? That would be very convenient. We do not, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave our onagers and about 5,000 levy troops here. Well, maybe not 5,000. Okay, yeah, it is about 5,000. There we go. And then these guys, they're going to head on down over here to finish up this war. Excellent. We have won this fight. This is not a surprise, and we are going to head on down to take on this one. Deal with those peasants. And our siege is underway. Was that our player heir? No, this guy's our player heir. He became a flamboyant trickster. Oh, I forgot to make him... I forgot to set his education type. That was a mistake. However, we can always disinherit this one. And go for this one. He's on a stewardship education as is. We can decide who we want to be our ruler later. We'll have absolutely no problem with that. And yeah, they can siege this if they want. I'm not too concerned. We'll just come on in over here and siege down their capital. 5 months on that siege, and this will launch in 8 months. Okay. I don't know if we're going to get this. Where is this ruler at? He is in his capital. Okay. We got to get that siege started then. 9 months? Okay. 3 months over here. Okay, that is this rebellion done. We'll pacify that. Put these guys down. We no longer need them. Perfect. They're probably going to come up here and fight us, which will further delay us. We may not actually get this done before the Crusade. Launches in 6 months. We'll see. We have managed to get a fair amount. These guys would actually win this because we don't have a commander here. We'll put this guy in, and that will put things in our favor. Okay, we're good. We have won that battle. That is excellent. But once again, that is delaying us. We only have 5 months until the Crusade launches. We're on a very tight timetable here. But 4 months on this siege. Okay, that's really lucky. We got some good rolls on that then. Great. And yet, we have this dangerous faction, this Liberty faction. This isn't shocking. We can actually probably deal with this immediately. He would not accept this because he is... different faith. Fair enough. We'll go for this guy instead. There we go. That should deal with that Liberty faction. These guys are going to make their way over as soon as this siege is finished, which will be any moment now. Okay. We need to enforce this demand. Perfect. And we will, of course, grant this off to someone who is the correct religion and culture. I prefer not to grant it to children. Perfect. How long on this siege? The siege is 2 months and 3 months on the Crusade. Okay. I don't actually care about the outcome of the Crusade, so I'm not sure yet if we'll participate. That said, I'm also not sure if we're going to be able to declare offensive wars during the Crusade. So we'll see. Okay, we accidentally cut critical military expenses, so we have undersupplied armies going into this crusade. Perfect! I decided to roll the dice there, and it did not pay off. I'm actually going to leave these guys here. Okay, that's only 52%. I was really hoping that we'd get more from that. As in, like, capturing their leader. Unfortunately, we didn't. We can stack wipe their army without a problem. That did give it for us. Okay, here's the crusade for Syria. However, I'm not going to hit Allah Protect Us yet because that will launch the crusade immediately. We're going to go ahead and enforce these demands that we just barely squeaked in there. And now, Allah Protect Us. These guys will go ahead and disband. There we go. And we are going to grant this off, of course. And we will grant this as well. There we go. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll decide whether we want to do anything about this crusade or not. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when I realize that this exists. Yuck.